Hi, I'm Eric Lanask here in the TMC newsroom, and I'm chatting today with Mark Taber. Mark is the CEO of Active Endpoints. Mark, thanks for joining me. Great to have you here with us.
Yeah, great to be here, Eric.
You guys are in the process or getting ready to launch a new tool in your product family called Cloud Extend Mobile. Tell me a little bit about what Cloud Extend Mobile is and sort of how it plays into your overall product set.
Yeah, so Cloud Extend Mobile is a new service. It's for users of enterprise applications to enable them to create their own customized mode for how they interact with those applications on their smartphone. So if you think about it, today, just about everybody works with enterprise applications, in their work life. I recently read a report from Juniper Research that says that there's 150 million people bringing smartphones to work already today, and that number is forecasted to grow to 300 million people. So it's only natural that you would want to use those smartphones and your enterprise applications together. And so what Cloud Extend is a service for those tens of millions, maybe hundreds of millions of people to make them more productive in their work life.
Now, this is something that you've been doing on desktops and on PCs already. Why is it so challenging for people to use enterprise apps like Salesforce, for instance, on their mobile devices?
Yeah, so enterprise apps tend to be very data-centric. You mentioned Salesforce.com. I don't mean to pick on them in particular, but if you look at implementations of Salesforce.com, they typically will have lots of company-specific fields, maybe hundreds of fields or dozens of screens. And so if you start thinking about that on that little smartphone, it just becomes impractical to try to use it on that smartphone. And then no matter how good Salesforce developers in San Francisco are, if they don't know what data is relevant or not relevant for you or what your company's specific fields are, it's almost impossible to generalize a mobile application that's really going to be of much use to you. So that's really what causes this need to have Cloud Extend.
So with Cloud Extend Mobile then, how are you helping change that dynamic?
Yeah, so the key, and I alluded to this, the key to the optimal mobile experience is actually a design environment that's easy enough for anyone to create exactly what they need. That's what Cloud Extend is. So it's available for an iPhone, it's available for Android phone. And so what you do, it's really a do-it-yourself, meaning no developers required, no business analysts required. Do it yourself. You use our web-based tool to create your wizards. You hit publish. They're available on your phone. And it incorporates all the features of your smartphone. So in the case of an iPhone, we'll make use of Siri. We'll make use of voice to text. We'll make use of touch. Whatever the controls are, we'll take advantage of.
Very, very exciting. I can certainly imagine as you were talking, a number of different types of businesses or jobs or roles being able to leverage this kind of technology. Whether you're talking about healthcare and doctors making their rounds, or field service techs, or certainly sales forces in any business. Do you have any specific examples that you can share as far as how people might use it?
Yeah, I'll take the last one. So a salesperson. So field salesperson. No surprise, the key to the success of a field salesperson is having good meetings, right? Mm-hmm. So what does it take to have a good meeting? Well, you got to be really prepared before you go into that meeting. And when you come out of that meeting, you've got to take good notes of what happened in the meeting and capture all the follow-up items from that meeting. But for a field sales rep, that's hard. It's hard because you got to prepare before you leave the house in the morning. You've got to capture all those notes and all the follow-up items when you get back to your hotel. So you forget things. I mean, it's natural that you would just forget things. So imagine if you could use your phone and you create a wizard for yourself or for your sales team so that when you leave the meeting, you can update the stage of the opportunity, you can enter all the contacts that you met that were new, you could take notes, you can schedule, let's say, a field sales engineer to follow up, you can send thank you notes. All those things you could do right from your smartphone the minute you leave the meeting.
Very neat. Are there other? Do you have plans for addressing some other vertical markets, say healthcare or real estate, or maybe some of the other ones?
Yeah, so the way this thing scales, so I've talked a lot about this business service direct to the end user, and we plan for common scenarios like the one you mentioned, okay, for a salesperson to provide that capability ourselves. But we also have Cloud Extend available as a platform as a service. And that platform then is available to internal corporate IT developers who are developing company-specific applications, as well as to SaaS application providers. Think of the thousands of different applications. So they can take advantage of our platform, do the integration along with us, and then they can make this capability available to their users. So in the end, we think that this will truly transform the way that millions of people use their smartphones.
Well, I think, Mark, you've hit on one key concept, and that's allowing IT to make it easy for their end users to use these applications. Mark, thank you so much for joining us here in the TMC Newsroom. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, hey, thanks for having me.